as you get closer to the it's January. Adam.
Maybe. I just realized that apparently we are not live, so I've fucked up once again. So your recording is going to have to be the podcast. Sorry for those that are just joining us. This is just naturally what happens on a Tuesday night.
That's great.
Teddy, it's bad when Teddy in our audience is too stoned and he's the one telling us, hey, we're not live. I got the executive producer texting us saying, hey, we're not live.
It wouldn't
Another
be...
great fucking show open that's ruined. You're going to have to go and listen to it on the podcast if you want to catch it up. Topic number one is the main event. We're not going to completely recap it, but that's just par for the course that I'm technically challenged, if you will. I don't know how to put it.
That shit is funny as fuck, though.
Juan is here. Stike Leather's also joining us. They're over on the YouTube channel. We're also simulcast streaming, which is why I fuck even more things up on Twitch. That's where we got Teddy and Noah over there. So we'll get all the comments in. Do we have anything else for number one, or should we finish it?
You want to finish him already?
I don't know. What else you got?
I mean, we're
supposed to talk about Daniel Bryan and Shane here,
I was about
too.
to say, yeah.
I forgot about them.
Come on, don't forget about Shane.
Here's why I forgot about them.
Nowadays, everybody
Daniel Bryan says, I'm trying to save you. It was a typical promo. It kind of undid any tension there. And then the tension came back with Daniel Bryan saying, well, why don't you fire me then? Okay, and Shane leaves.
Left. Yeah, Shane didn't have much to say and decided to step out of the ring. Obviously, it's not over. What I didn't understand, what was over, was Daniel Bryan's siding with KO and Sammy, because now they're starting to look like sympathetic.
Stike Leather, we're still on number one. He's asking.
But at the same time, like, you can't see them as sympathetic because Sammy's doing too good of a job being a heel. You can't start cheering for him again just because he's being a good heel. But
even if there was any fire or any potential of Daniel Bryan actually siding with these two, when they came in with the champagne, and Daniel Bryan was like, I should fire you myself kind of attitude.
Right.
Is that a work? Is that to get, because everybody had a quick count there, is this to maybe push that to the back?
I mean, the quick count looking back was genius because that's where you have the rift now between him and Shane. Daniel Bryan claiming that he's on the side of just, but he had a fast count. And Shane,
well, he was saving Shane from himself,
right.
Medine.
Shane saying tonight that, hey, I let my emotions get the best of me, and I didn't count to 3. So, and then he asked him what his excuse was when he did what he did, and so now you have the conflict of emotion. It's more interesting to see where that's going, not necessarily with KO and Sammy involved. I mean, obviously they're gonna egg Daniel Bryan on to a point where something's going to happen.
It's not about that. They're dragging this out. Shane teased it a little bit with the mention of his father. I don't know what they're doing with this. They have some heat there, and every time it seems to catch some fire, they put it out. And it's like a campfire that isn't quite out. You come back out the next morning and you want to cook on it, so you just add a few logs and stir the coals, and it gets going again, but then you just don't tend to it and let it burn back out. This is what they're doing. This is supposed to be the big thing, and it's not. Welcome, IREP for Texas is rejoining us.
It's obviously building till WrestleMania, so maybe the big thing just hasn't happened yet.
Exactly. Why are they stalling? Why did they start this program so soon if they're waiting to WrestleMania for it to pay off? Because here we have another joint pay-per-view which is not going to address the storyline. Survivor Series, they put it on hold. Now it's going to be Rumble. They're going to put that on hold. It's
number 2.
Number 2. You forgot your title. Dolph Ziggler. As weird as that was, the trip down memory lane of Dolph's career highlights, as weird as that was, him leaving the title in the ring draws a lot to talk about here, because is he relinquishing the title? Is this part of his gimmick? You guys, it's not worthy of me. Are they going to show something different? Are they going to go somewhere different with this? Because Dolph Ziggler, it's kind of played out himself as a mid-card champ. This is different. It's got me wondering, where do we go?
It was different. I liked it that he just left it there like, I'm better than this. This is what you people deserve.
But what
you're a mid-card champion I'm a good wrestler and I'm a mid-card champion. That's what he's saying to the crowd. Like, you don't deserve to see a good wrestler like me in the middle of the card. I deserve to be higher. Therefore, I'm going to leave this here. You people can have it because I'm going after something bigger.
Bigger.
Or I'm bigger than this.
Here's the thing about it, okay? Stikelether says it on the board, too. I have absolutely no idea where Dolph is going with this. I think this is great if Dolph is truly walking away, and this is part of his new gimmick, like, screw you fans, and they're really going to embrace this. Dolph Ziggler has had a ton of gimmicks that they never really let blossom or mature too long. 9 months with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Part of that was spent getting AJ and Big E kind of to join the main roster and get them over a little bit. He had, of course, a brief title run. He was with Vicky Guerrero briefly. He's never really had any kind of embracing gimmicks of any longevity. Berto's now joining us. So what I'm afraid of, though, Medine, is that they take this good start to whatever they're doing, and it turns into we crown a new champ, and now Dolph wants to say he's champ, so we have to have an undisputed United States Championship match. Dolph goes, I never lost it. You know, basically the way CM Punk and Cena evolved, but without Punk leaving the company.
No,
that's what I'm afraid of.
Well, no, I don't think they would go in that direction, honestly.
Teddy says he should join the Bullet Club. I Rep for Texas says when he had AJ and Big E, that was his best gimmick. And it would have been better if he put the title in the garbage can, Stikelether said.
Yeah.
You think that would have been better than just the way he walked off?
No, not necessarily.
I like that part.
The garbage can we've seen that before. I liked him laying it down at the side of on the apron and just walking away.
And I've seen that before for an injury, like a guy giving up the belt because of injury. I've never seen it for a completely healthy guy. Berto on the board says, decent SmackDown, a lot of cliffhangers, but how many weeks in a row has it been where SmackDown just ends with the match winners celebrating for 5 minutes? It's because if you know anything about television, which is what is great about fucking podcasts, is I can go on and off the air whenever the fuck I please. I don't have to worry about being in the middle of a topic when I have to play a station ID, all the stuff that I used to have to do. I don't have to worry about. So kind of nice here, but they basically are celebrating for 5 minutes because they're not ready to go off air. So they have to do something. Teddy's saying he should have treated the USA title like Shane Douglas did with the NWA title. I don't know exactly what he's referring to. Do you, Medine?
I think he did throw it in the trash.
Okay.
Also, when he went to ECW.
Well, the point of all of this is it got us talking, and I'm kind of curious where this is going to evolve. I don't have any faith that it won't go back to shit. But it's a great start to something, right?
Did he come out with the music and then it cut off again?
Yeah, that's what he does.
That's what he's doing now?
It goes, I'm here to rule the...
Right.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah,
because last night when he won, they played that shit through. I'm sorry, 2 nights ago when he won.
No.
Yeah, they played that shit through. It didn't go, I'm here to, and then cut off. He celebrated with the music on.
I might have been in Medinesboro when that happened.
That's okay.
I'm not going to say that you're wrong.
We're all there.
Stikelether says, no, Shane Douglas threw the NWA title on the mat, so this was similar.
Oh, he threw it down. Okay.
So it was similar. That's all I've got right now on it. It's a great start. I would like to see where this matures to. But
yes, the next he has to find. They can't. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm stopping sentences, but
yeah,
number one,
don't worry, it's not real radio.
He can't just leave it there and make it insignificant, because if he doesn't defend it, then what's the point of it being around? That's first thing he can't do.
Yeah,
but another thing he can't do is feud with either Bobby Roode or you can't feud with Bobby Roode or Baron Corbin again.
Why not?
Not with.
Do you think the two of them start feuding for the U.S. title without Dolph involved?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, sure, whatever. Remember, you're the one who asked to be, a twosome here. Don't make me carry your jock. You've been wanting this all the time.
What?
You just had a little pause, and you're like, oh, I
had
gotta
to think
get
about
my
it for a
thought on.
second.
Yeah, well, you gotta be fast, quick on your feet.
You know what?
Number 3.
Number 3. Every New Day is Rusev Day. So we had Rusev Claus. We had Frosty the Englishman. We had an elf, Big E, Big Elf. That's what I'm going to make that one stand for. The gingerbread Kofi and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Xavier. Wow, this had a lot of fun to it. I kind of didn't pay much attention to the match because of it. The whole thing was a gimmick.
I loved it. And I did pay attention in spots. There were some really good spots. And if you were on some psychedelics and you were watching that, you would have enjoyed it thoroughly because you would have saw like a gingerbread man doing a tornado DDT on Santa, that was awesome.
Well, and it started off backstage with a swag battle. Like, who's going to sell the most swag here?
That was hilarious.
And some of the lines from that, take that nose off when he's wearing the carrot nose. Rusev said to that, I'm Rusev Claus. I only have one list, and everybody's on it, the naughty list.
The naughty list.
And then, of course, Big E retorts, you flapped the wrong jack.
Yes.
The one thing I gotta point out here, the regurgitation of whatever was in Xavier's mouth on Aiden English after the pin was a little too much. He's not the boogeyman. Those aren't worms. This isn't your gimmick. What was that about?
I don't know. Why'd you even mention that?
Okay.
That was nasty.
Stike Leather,
that's why.
Stike Leather on the board is calling his daughter Amy again. I thought her name was Ashley.
I don't know.
I don't think he knows. He's not getting any sleep. But she has a Rusev Day onesie on. So that's great. And, of course, Noah chimes in with Rusev Day is every day. This was a fun segment. I got to say, it was a lot of fun. Very festive.
It was also interesting that Big E was not involved in the match.
Yeah, he didn't need to be.
Yeah.
They're doing a really good job of mixing it up lately. In the beginning, it was always Big E and Kofi.
Yeah.
It was always Big E and Kofi. Now they've actually varied it. Kofi, I think, didn't wrestle the last time. Big E was definitely there Sunday. It was Xavier who didn't wrestle. So, you are mixing it up.
I like it.
Yeah, it gives it some flavor. It probably should get mentioned the other tag match in this, American Beta over the Usos.
You gonna throw that in here?
Yeah, why not? Just throw it in there.
It's consequential to me because it was a non-title match, so of course they won.
And didn't they already beat them to get a title match? They lost that title match.
Thank you.
Got another one at Clash of Champions, lost that, and now they're winning here?
Exactly.
What's going on?
I'm not sure.
It's like a goddamn roller coaster.
The win-loss thing's not helping them at all because they're staying in the same spot.
No, not at all. It makes no sense at all.
They have to do something, and you know what that something is.
What, another four-way?
Breakup.
Breakup?
Tag team breakup. What is SmackDown known for, or just in WWE in general?
They just had Ryder and Mojo breakup.
You're
not going to break up the brothers.
It's a Royal Rumble. Just started.
The only way the Usos break up is if you have a draft.
No, not them. I'm talking about Ben Gable, son.
Oh.
Yeah.
American Beta?
Yeah.
I don't know.
4.
Number 4, royalty defined. So the Queen comes out and explains to us a little bit after the bombshell last night that there's going to be a women's Royal Rumble. Charlotte explains it a little bit and says, I'll await the winner after Royal Rumble. I'll await the winner to challenge my title at WrestleMania.
Which is interesting because Alexa Bliss was in the ring last night and she didn't make any mention even though she's a champion.
Well, they did
she's not a real champion.
But no, they did a locker room clear out. So that's how she ended up in the ring. Charlotte out here, I think explaining the rules is fitting a little bit.
The Queen.
Stephanie dropped the bombshell last night. Charlotte gives us a little more explanation to it. And Naomi gets her little push.
So basically Charlotte is saying, my belt is the better belt.
Well, I'm the Jew that leads the crew. So let me explain to you in math terms how this all plays out. There are 11 women on Raw. There are 9 women on SmackDown. Add that together and you get 20.
Yes.
Okay.
Good at
you
math.
subtract 2 champions.
That's 18.
All right. And now subtract Natty, who appears to be going away. Or
Why?
also
Natty going away.
That weird thing she had at Clash of Champions at the end. It looked like she was crying and taking time off. I know, but I'm saying she could be taking time off.
Okay.
Or Becky is still out filming. So count one of them out. That gives you 3 spots.
Maybe 4.
And you've got a poster out there.
Oh, we're going to that already? We're not waiting till the
Okay,
till the
we'll
news?
wait. But I'm saying, so you set yourself up with 3 surprise entrants, and
Maybe
you have
4.
the 17 active, right? Maybe 4. So you set yourself up with some surprises. But Naomi declaring, to circle back to my original point, everybody that doesn't have a title, which is 2 women, are gonna be in there. Even if it's only 2 spots, Medine, the 2 champs are not going to be in the Rumble.
No, of course not.
So that's your job there. We'll get to that, Teddy. Don't you worry.
But also, okay, if they're not going to be in the Rumble, then if they're defending their titles at the Royal Rumble, that takes 2 spots away because they're going to be in matches.
Well,
right?
Now depending on when you book it, okay, because there's been times before that Roman Reigns last fucking year, he lost the title opportunity earlier in the night and then joined the Rumble. There's been plenty of precedent where somebody has either fought and won or lost tag titles or even Intercontinental and gone on and fought later on the Rumble.
Yeah.
You got 30 men there. There's going to be some overlap if you're lower card. They don't do it as much now because they have 2 brands, but back in the day they did a lot.
You know what's interesting, and I don't have my notebook with me tonight.
Oh,
but,
what's interesting?
There are actually 30 men on SmackDown alone. You could have your own Royal Rumble with each brand.
Oh, yeah. But half of them are never on TV. They're on house show rotation.
No, believe it or not, the SmackDown group, like if I named off the SmackDown group, 25 of those guys are guys we see on a regular basis.
See on a regular basis, but think about how many people were absent tonight. Could you name all the absent people? Bobby Roode wasn't on. Baron, Ascension, Bludgeon, Breezango. Right there, that's 10. Right there. And we're not even going into the Ty Dillingers who barely appear to begin with. And
Jericho.
Well, Jericho, technically, you're right, counts. So there are other people that are missing from this. Cena is a free agent, so he doesn't count anymore.
I got news on him, too.
Okay, well, we'll get to all that. It's time for... Oh, in Stike Leather, I saw what you put. We're going to cover that in the dirt sheet, so don't worry about that.
Chia.
Let's get to this.
Smackdown presents
Good, bad, and glorious.
Go ahead. Make my day.
We got 5 awards tonight. Pay attention in case you want to play along. It's the good, the bad, the glorious. We got our creative fail, and we have I'm resurrecting the LOL award. Let's get it going with the good. What was good for you, Medine?
Good for me tonight was the tag team match.
You liked it?
I was entertained.
I have found it hard to focus. I don't know about the match itself. The antics were great.
I like the match itself, actually. I enjoyed seeing Xavier in the ring. I don't get to see him that often. We don't get to see him that often, so good to see his finisher off the top executed nicely, as if he had just done it yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm giving it to the tag team.
Stike Leather just put this up there. It's just an interesting thing. He says to continue the feud or prolong it is what I think he means. But predicting KO or Sammy will be named the number 1 entrant by Shane for the Rumble. It would be another way to kind of punish them a little bit.
Oh, they'll probably be 1 and 2.
Yeah, maybe 1 and 2. No, because then if they're both in there at the beginning, they'll just throw out whoever's 3, 4, and 5 for sure.
Exactly.
Until they get to a big name.
Exactly.
Good for the board. Stike Leather says a Rusev clause. I would agree with that. I've got Alberto Del Rio and AJ Lee making the Dolph history lesson footage. They were actually on the show in the clips tonight of Dolph cashing in the briefcase. So I just was like, wow, because Dolph cashed in on Del Rio and AJ and Big E are standing at ringside because that was during that gimmick.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, I can't believe they used that clip. So good for you, WWE.
Their beef's not with her.
I know, but Alberto, I guess you had to. He pins him. There's no way to leave him out.
Yeah.
But they made sure to mention him. Usually they'll skirt over it and be like, hey, this is that. And Noah wants to say that the good is Paige's new leaked tapes. That poor girl. She just can't stay out of the bad media. Speaking of bad, it is bad time, Medine. What you got?
Bad. No Bobby Roode tonight.
There you go. I'll agree with that. That's not what I had, but I like that. My bad was Daniel Bryan and Shane O'Mac discussion with no conclusion. It didn't go anywhere. It unlike Dolph leaving the title in the middle and walking away, that made you go, where's that going? Shane and Daniel Bryan, there's nothing, right? That didn't do anything for me. The no conclusion did nothing for me.
The bad thing is that they're talking about that if they let Daniel Bryan wrestle, that it's going to be at one of the big four, and it would be at Mania or SummerSlam. You know how long that would be if they're going to drag this out for either one of those? Just even if it's till Mania, Shane and Daniel Bryan. I don't know. I don't know if I could go.
Well, Daniel Bryan has, his clock is running out.
It's gonna have
and
to
he
be
said he's going to the Indies if they don't put him in the ring. So,
but that's his contract's not up until I think next
April or May.
September.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, because it was April or May last year where he said 364 days to go, WWE or something like that.
Okay, so maybe it's Mania. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
This is why I love our extended family. You can go fact check that if you want, somebody on the board or Medine yourself. This is why I love our board. Our board is putting some things out there that I wasn't actually considering. Noah here, he said Dolph Ziggler winning the U.S. title and making it even less relevant than before by leaving in the ring. He's got a good point there. That title has been floundering, and to just be like it's meaningless and I'm going to drop it, maybe they're getting ready to leave it. Berto's pissed, and I'm pissed with him. His bad. AJ not getting a challenger for Royal Rumble yet. I can see them not getting a challenger yet. What I can't see is why they're not doing a program toward it. Like, had a couple matches tonight where the winner advances to be the number one contender, possibly. Why not? And then bad for Stike Leather. The women tag team match did nothing for me. That's because they do it every fucking week, Stike Leather. The combos may change, Medine, but the reason I don't like to talk about the women too much is simply because I'm tired of mixed tags and 6-man tags. There's a division there. You could tell other stories. You could try and be a little creative other than marching 6 women down at a time. Even if it's so that there's a pre-show dark match with 2 of them who aren't part of the 6 women. Whatever. They could do it better.
Okay.
And
sure.
Maybe, I know they got a faction of 3 now, so it makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
But it's still not good. Stike Leather says, or they could be getting ready to do a new design for the U.S. title. Maybe that's why Dolph comes out with his own special spinner belt. Who the fuck knows? Glorious, I'm going to kick this off. For me, Glorious, and I do agree with you, Noah, that him leaving the title is bad. But Glorious for me is Dolph leaving the title in the ring. I thought that did wonders for his character. I don't know where it's going to go. But this is something new. This is not something we've seen before. Out of really anybody relevant, I know Shane Douglas did that, but that was when you were leaving the company. This is different. Punk tried to take the belt with him, and Noah says AJ Nakamura at Mania, so Vince is probably going to give us AJ versus Mojo Rawley instead. Hey, don't put ideas in the old man's head. What's your Glorious, Medine?
My Glorious is the team of KO and Sammy planting the seeds of deception into Daniel Bryan's head.
The seeds of deception.
And they're still with the yup thing, and they're telling him, "Hey, remember when the Authority was doing this to you back then?"
Yeah, they're really stroking his ego.
Exactly. They're still trying to play into that.
Hey, we brought you champagne tonight. But
they're gonna keep on with it too.
Unless it's a work, Daniel Bryan shut it down tonight.
I think it's a work. I think they should continue with it.
Okay. Glorious for Noah being on winter vacation and passing his
That
midterms.
door just opened.
Good for you. Yeah, it was the queen just checking in on us. I guess she just wanted to see us. Who knows? Glorious Dolph, because it leaves you wanting to know more of what is going on. Stike Leather, we are right there on this point. That's the whole thing for me about this Dolph and why he gets glorious. Is I want to know more. What is going on? He didn't really address anything. He said, "I'm not going to pander to you people," and left the belt. I want the next chapter. I want to know what the hell is going on. I want to know now with that one because it left such an ominous tone and hanging in the air on that one. So that's for you, Stike Leather. Next award, our creative fail. Where was there a creative fail tonight for you, Medine?
Their creative fail? It's hard to say because I thought that they were pretty good solid-wise. I will go with, I guess, that a different ending than like we had last week. They pretty much ended the show the same way last week as they did
This was
this
6
week.
men instead of 4.
So, yeah, that's what I'll give it. Just a copycat of last week.
Yep. Flip the script, cut and paste. That's what they do. My creative fail is the Riot Squad. Specifically because these people just debuted and they lost clean tonight. I know it was Sarah Logan taking the pin and Liv Morgan wasn't even in the match, but essentially they had a 3-on-2 and they couldn't get the job done. Board, if you want to catch up on creative fail, we'll go back to you. It's time for the LOL Award. The LOL Award being resurrected, formerly a Rawsome property, but the executive producer wasn't here until just now on camera, so guess what? I took it back. That's what I do. LOL for you, Medine.
Happy Rusev Day!
Well, every day is Rusev Day. Mine specifically
But
is
tonight,
Rusev Claus.
yeah.
Rusev Claus in general. Everybody's on my list because it's a naughty list. Noah's LOL, same thing. He says Rusev marking out for his own Rusev Day shirt. He sold that shit hard. Late creative fails. Stike Leather, he said, failed, giving the same result of the Tribute to the Troops match. So that was confirmed there, Medine. And then creative fail for Noah. Booking a show on Christmas Day when it's more than likely people will want to spend time with their family instead of watch.
At a WWE event.
Now, here's the thing. It's late enough in the night. I'm Jewish, so maybe I shouldn't open my mouth here.
Listen, they play.
But you wake up, you open your presents, you hang out with your family all damn day. Why not go out and watch that night? Now, I'm not going to do that.
Listen, and
Oh,
also.
no, I'm going to do that. I'm not.
Bro,
I don't care.
Listen, if there's football, if football Sunday falls on Christmas, there are games played. The
Right.
NBA plays games on Christmas.
About 5 years ago, they added a third game that rotates to
Right.
Thanksgiving.
Exactly. So for WWE to now all of a sudden do it, yeah, I understand that they haven't done it in the past, but you guys do work, 250, 300 days out of the year to work an extra day. Yes, it is that day of Christmas, obviously, but it's not something that they've done in a long time. So asking them to do it this year isn't that big of a stretch. Maybe if you were a good owner, you might throw them a bonus because they showed up on Christmas. That would be nice, an incentive for people to show up for them in the back and put on a good show for the fans that do show up. Because
All
a
right.
lot of people want to give that for Christmas as a gift.
Thanks, Rambles. Teddy
Everything
says
I
on
said
the
was
board,
relevant.
fuck Christmas, I'm watching Raw. And he says, Rawsome not on Monday? I'm Jewish. I'm planning to be here. Don't you worry. But it's Christmas, Noah. I'm a fucking Grinch. LOL Award, Tom Phillips saying Jinder won the title in Randy's hometown when he won it a month earlier at Backlash 2017. That's from Stike Leather. He did defend it in Randy's hometown, but he won it a month earlier, so that's absolutely right. And now it's time for some fun.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty.
Real quick, Noah is on the board going, it's not like it's Hanukkah. Guess what? Last Smackdown was the first night of Hanukkah. Tonight is the last night of Hanukkah. And I'm here to spin the dreidel with you and give you guys the take that only I can.
You stupid putz.
On everything Smackdown related. So let's get that going. What do we got on the Mud Report, Medine?
All right, quickly on the Mud Report. According to Dave Meltzer, AJ does not have a knee injury. Apparently, there was a rumor going around that he did have one.
He looked fine tonight.
And he looked fine tonight, so obviously he does not. Speaking of AJ's, we'll go to AJ Lee, who has a show coming out that's based on her book that just came out recently.
What's the book about?
It was like something about her going through her depression and overcoming it, and CM Punk is in the book, and so yeah, they're gonna make a show out of that.
Well,
right.
I was thinking that the book was about something else, so I had this sound
Crazy
effect.
is My Superpower is the name of her book.
Well, and that's why I only knew the title. I had no idea what it was about, so I had this sound effect queued up. It doesn't quite make sense now.
That's all right.
What else you
It
got?
always makes sense when it comes to AJ. Speaking of ladies, Becky posted a picture on Instagram of the Women's Royal Rumble, and earlier you were talking about 3 or 4 spots being empty.
What were those 3 or 4 spots filled by?
What
Medine?
possibly could be filled by the iconic duo of Billie Kay and Peyton Royce.
I'd be in favor. What else?
And also in that picture was Ronda Rousey.
Now we picked early predictions last night for Rumble winner, like to see if it would change week to week, and the 3 panelists, me, Steve, and Rob, we all said it's Asuka. But a lot of people on the board were saying Rousey. Rousey's going to come in last, and she probably will steal it. And, Medine, I want you to comment on this. I said that's as bad as having your first Money in the Bank winner for the women being James Ellsworth.
No, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad?
No, it's the equivalent, though, of having your first Royal Rumble and... Well, not your first Royal Rumble. Yeah, your first Royal Rumble and just having a part-timer or a first-timer just coming in.
It's too big of an honor. I agree.
It's too big of an honor for a first-timer to come in and win after you had these women that have been wrestling there for 5, 10, some of them even
like
longer
Lawrence
than that.
Taylor
years.
coming in and beating Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, it's something like that. You can't have
you got to learn from those
somebody
mistakes,
from a first-timer come in and be on top. I understand where they want to take her character. I don't agree with it.
Hey, Teddy's saying...
I think they should give her a year to build, and then I'm fine with her doing that after a year from now, winning a Royal Rumble, Women's Royal Rumble, sure, but not your
Teddy
first time
again
in a ring.
says Ronda's going to win it. Is it that bad? Yes, it is that bad.
It is
and
that
Noah
bad.
says, fuck Ronda Rousey. I don't care if she likes wrestling. It doesn't justify her winning it just for extra eyes on the product. Not even that many new eyes. If you are smart, WWE, and you want to get those extra eyes and you want to make the headlines, you can make just as many headlines with her being the runner-up.
Or, being eliminated. Exactly.
As the runner-up. The final 2, whoever it is, there you go. That is the way that you do it. Oh, she was so close. All the other media outlets would say she was so close.
No, here's the problem with that, though.
Why?
Because then that starts a program between her and that person who won to go to Mania, and then that person who won ends up losing their spot to Ronda in a match on SmackDown.
At least you have a couple months of build there.
Not even.
It's not a debut.
Still.
The debut and winning a first ever WWE thing.
Yeah, no. It takes away from it.
I'm sorry. Mud Report, you done? Because I got a couple.
Last on the women's division, Ric Flair would like to see his daughter go heel again. He wants to see Charlotte. He thinks Charlotte's better getting heat from the crowd.
Right now, she is better getting heat from the crowd.
She always will be better as that.
You know, this is same as the men. It's tough to be over as a face anymore. It really is.
Yeah.
You know, we tend to even gravitate toward the heels. Mud Report, Stikelether and Noah shared this already on the board, but Dean has to get surgery on a torn rotator cuff. I think the injury happened prior to last night. I think last night was the work to reveal it because they knew kayfabe. Okay, somebody's going to find out Dean is getting surgery on his arm. Somebody is going to, realize that Dean is off TV for a while, and this is why. So why not make it a program? They heavily patted the shit out of his elbow, and, he's having surgery on his arm, rotator cuff near the elbow, so they just did that as a work. It is what it is. It sucks, but throw it in there. Make it part of the storyline so that when he comes back, he's got a little bit of heat on some level for that injury angle. And then the next one.
Oh, did Seth injure him, by the way?
Stykeleather says it's like Tommy John surgery. Well, if it is more like Tommy John surgery, then it is his elbow.
Is this Seth Rollins?
No,
surgery?
It was Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe technically is the one that did him in the bar.
Then again, Samoa Joe has been known to take out.
And Berto, yes, we said that earlier. I don't know where you went, but he's talking about Ziggler's segment was a way to introduce a new design for the U.S. belt. We think that's a possibility. Well, we don't know for sure. The final one, Stykeleather.
I've heard a rumor about that.
Yeah, final one is Stykeleather. What do you think of Vince if he sells WWE? Would he sell it to Eric Bischoff? This is weird, okay, and I'll get to your point, Medine. The WWE has been making cutbacks aplenty. I went through some ownership changes of big corporations in my life, and every time they didn't liquidate the farm, but it made it a lot easier to have a low inventory when it came time to change hands. Getting rid of the pyro, getting rid of this, that, the other, having only one screen, not multiple screens for LEDs and all that stuff. I think it makes sense and is leading to this. Maybe our executive producer, Rob, Rody Rob, I don't have to call him the executive producer back because now he's back, but he mentioned that it could be, there's all these allegations coming out. Jerry Richardson has to sell his team because of his allegations. Vince fucked up somewhere. So maybe
Vince fucked up on TV.
Yeah, so maybe Vince is just getting ahead of the curve, or maybe he's like his buddy Trump and somehow can beat that shit. My segue to all this is there isn't really anyone who can afford it. It certainly isn't Eric Bischoff. Now, Eric Bischoff could be part of a consortium that buys WWE, but there is not one conglomerate that's just going to shell out that money. I don't even think Disney, ABC, ESPN, I don't think they have the money, but I don't think they're going to buy them.
They're buying everybody.
No, because here's the thing. If they bought them, it would completely eradicate any kind of attitude. It would completely go away.
Yeah.
Even the edgy stuff that Marvel has been doing since Disney bought them, it's the edginess is okay. We have a Hispanic Spider-Man now. We have a female Thor. We have a female Iron Man.
The only thing that's edgy is the stuff you see on the Netflix.
We had a black Captain America.
Not in the comic books.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what they did in the comics. We have an Asian Hulk.
Right.
They went and gentrified themselves and tried to make, new storylines out of that stuff, which is kind of,
it's adapting to the times.
Yes, but there was other writers who have adapted to the times
without doing that.
Right. And been very, very successful.
Yes.
Bringing up characters almost like wrestling, not having them debut on Superman's level, having them be the rookies, learning the ropes.
All right, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, have your setbacks. I could fucking talk about that shit all day. So
I know. I actually have an idea about that, by the way.
Way to use your buzzer. That's all I got. So that means it's time for this.
This day in wrestling history.
There's your cue, buddy.
All right. As it goes, you knows what it is. Everyone's new favorite game coming up on the Marked Out Podcast. It is This Day in Wrestling History.
You know what everybody's favorite game is? I have to cut you off because I just thought of this. Did you ever mail Noah his prize?
Not yet.
Oh, my God. He can't even get it for Christmas. We owed it to him for SummerSlam. You're horrible. You are horrible, sir.
Actually, I'm not.
What? You've never been to a post office?
No.
You don't work for a delivery company?
For a delivery company.
Right.
That.
That's why I say you're bad. You work for a delivery company.
I can't take it to work and have it delivered. That's not how it works.
I know you can't do it that
way.
way.
Work that way.
But you could, like, before you clock in, walk out front and pay for it.
I'm gonna need a marked out contribution for shipping. I believe.
Oh my God!
From the rest of the studio.
Noah, I am trying for you, buddy. I've been trying.
Hey,
Stikelether says.
anyone, let me
you
say-
know who
let me
could buy
say this.
WWE?
Who could buy?
The Rock.
No, he couldn't.
Oh no,
No, Rock
Yeah.
didn't have that much money.
he could. He's
You know
a
who could
Hollywood
buy, You know who
star.
could buy him? Like Bill Gates.
Bill Gates not buying WWE.
He could, is what I'm saying.
And Teddy's right. There's no way that.
He's not selling it for less than $1 billion.
No, Teddy just says he's not selling it. Period. I don't know. Maybe he's just.
He's just talking.
Yeah, who knows?
He's just.
What do you
talking,
got
just like
this
we are.
day?
All right, thank you. Back to this day in wrestling history. Trying to fuck up my game.
Trying to fuck up what game?
This game.
All right.
Who beat who?
Hey,
Undertaker or Randy Orton?
Undertaker or Randy Orton? Well, I don't know the year, so I'm gonna have to guess Taker. Taker didn't lay down very much, unless it was some weird DQ. I'm gonna say Taker.
All right. Well, you're the only one guessing, so
Yeah. Trivia sucks with one person.
it does. No, but
Teddy says Randy Orton.
No, Teddy. It is the Undertaker.
That's for me. That's for you, Teddy. This is for Stike. He got Undertaker.
All right. Second question.
Taker doesn't lose like that.
What type of match was it?
I'm gonna call it a last man standing. Nobody on the board is caught up because we have one person to say the answer. So what is it, Medine?
It was a Hell in the Cell match.
You're welcome.
All right, I didn't even remember this, but okay. Teddy guessed last man standing with me. What else you got?
How long did it take for Taker to beat Randy Orton? Closest time without going over. Think about
It
what
was
kind
a
of
Hell
match
in
it
a
is.
Cell. And how long did it take? Stikelether guessed right, Hell in a Cell. How long did it take?
Closest without going over.
I am going to guess 26 minutes. What?
I'll wait for the board to catch up on this
No,
one.
don't wait for the board. That's going to be dead fucking silence.
All right, fine.
Please listen to my voice. Take it from the wise old Jew.
Teddy says 1945. There, you got a second guess. Go.
All right, good. No, Adam, you're closest. The
Ooh.
match was a 30-minute, 31-second match.
Wow.
And it actually got 3 3/4 stars.
Okay.
So that's not terrible, but it's pretty good. Where did this match take place? In Massachusetts, Rhode Island, or Connecticut?
Massachusetts, Rhode Island, or Connecticut. Stikelether said 21 minutes. It was actually 31. And Berto's asking a trivia question, but he appears to have answered the same at the same time. He says CM Punk eliminated 10 guys and Beth Phoenix from the Rumble. All right. What was your question again? I wasn't paying attention.
You're welcome.
Where did this take place?
Oh, where?
Massachusetts, Rhode Island, or Connecticut?
It took place in New England.
That's correct.
All right.
You're fired.
Come on. I answered the question. Don't fire me.
I did that on purpose.
All right. I'm going to guess, Rhode Island.
Go ahead and give yourself a coin there, buddy.
Hey.
Providence, Rhode Island at the Dunkin'
Stikelether
Donuts Center.
says the same thing. They were at the Dunkin' Donuts Center last night.
Were they?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Thankfully, that's far away from one. He would have eaten the whole thing.
How odd, because
And Husky
they were there
Rob.
on the same date in what year? December 18th, 2000 what? 3, 4, or 5?
I'm going to guess 5. It was Armageddon because Stikelether said it a couple times on the board. And Teddy also guessed Rhode Island. I'm going to say 05.
That was the extra credit question.
Armageddon?
Teddy got it, the Armageddon, so that wraps up.
What year was it? You didn't answer me, am I
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry, yes, 05, 2005.
Hey,
My
I did
bad.
well.
You did awesome.
Teddy's
in this
04.
one.
But well, the time change. It might have been 04 for Teddy.
This was actually a pretty good pay per
never
view
mind.
for WWE standards. It had JBL beating Matt Hardy, Booker T and Benoit fought in a best of 7 match, which got 4 stars. You had Kane and Big Show tag teaming against Rey and Mysterio when they were buddies. That got low ranks.
Low ranks.
But otherwise, that Undertaker Randy Orton feud, that when Taker was kind of putting Randy over, even though he wasn't losing to him, he was still,
Well, that's back
pushing
when
him.
booking was good because you victories should not matter. I mean, most people to this day do not remember the winner of Savage and Steamboat. They don't. They remember a lot of the spots. A lot of you forget that George Animal Steel played a part in the end of it.
I think we've talked about this one
right.
before.
And same thing with Razor and Shawn. When you put on a great match, it doesn't matter. Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, and Bobby Roode. I won't say that was a 5-star match Sunday, but it didn't matter who won because it was such a good match. They did it right. They got it right. And that's the big deal. Here you go, Teddy.
Oh, man. I have no idea what's going on.
He didn't do well in trivia tonight, so he kind of earned a second sound effect for that one.
Nice. And that concludes this week's edition of This Day in Wrestling History.
Hey, you kind of had some, I don't know, inflection and tone to your voice. Kind of almost sounded like an announcer.
For once?
Yeah.
All right, none of that.
None of that?
It's still real to me, damn it.
I'm running out of sound effects. I'm running out of time. There's not much to talk about. SmackDown was not that great tonight. I expected a little bit more in the build department of what's to come for Royal Rumble. We haven't, think about it, we haven't booked anybody but Naomi from SmackDown. We got a little clarification on the rules. We have no opponent or planned for an opponent when it comes to AJ. It seems, unfortunately, like Jinder's still in the mix. We know that these 6 guys aren't going to be in like a chamber because Chamber is the other show.
You know what this was, Adam?
What?
This was a fucking pack-it-in show.
It was. And not the good kind of pack it in, like half drunk on a Saturday night. This was a bad one. There was
no, it was okay because I give it to him because it was Christmas.
It was okay, and there was some fun to it. It wasn't a great show, but it did have some fun moments. And
it was entertainment value.
There was, but there was also, is this all about Daniel and Shane? Outside of the Dolph Ziggler segment, it was all about Daniel and Shane. There was nothing that is going to take place at Rumble done tonight. Absolutely nothing. And Charlotte and Naomi, you can kind of count that. It was what it was. It wasn't like a go-home show, but it wasn't that after a pay-per-view show that started building toward the next one, at least hinting toward the next one, at least having contenderships toward nothing. So I was hoping we wouldn't see no Jinder and we'd see Baron and Bobby, but I'm thinking everybody that was off tonight is working next week, and everybody that was working tonight is off next week, with few exceptions. I'm just guessing so that because they have to work this year, they're going to get to see their families too. I don't know what the rest of the crew is going to do, but I'm the Jew, so I'm going to see you. I think it's this Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. I'll be here for Christmas. I don't know if anybody else will be, but I'll be here, damn it, because that's just what I do. And happy Hanukkah. It is your last night here, so I'm going to play this one a second time too. From one wise old Jew to the other.
Please, listen to my voice. Take it from the wise old Jew.
And that is it. We'll tune in next week. Same smart time, same smart channel.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. That's what you want to go.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.
Go away, fat man.